There's the 2 cows and the goats. And one goat has decided that the cow is a good place to stand.
Good perch.
Now we're at the warehouse. We just drove through the beautiful farm, which I should have been recording, but I didn't. This is the big giant warehouse. And this is the one side of the warehouse where they keep where all the magic happens.
Got your glass, Adam?
I got my glass.
Sweet.
Okay, this is like the best part. Everybody loses their mind when he does this, so.
3, 2, 1.
Look at that.
Do you want to see it go the other way?
Okay.
Hang on again. I can keep going all day if you like.
Just goes on and on forever. So here we are in the warehouse. These are stacked 3 high all the way to the back there. I don't know if you can see it too much, but we'll walk all the way back there for you. But right up front here, before we go back there, these are the big port pipes and sherry butts that Leon was talking about.
They're the ones you're going to have to lift for the heavy games.
Empty? I'll have to drain them first.
More of a challenge if they're full.
You know, I want to say that there's nobody in the world that could do that, but I'm probably wrong. There's probably a handful of people in the world that could lift one of those with it being full. But I would want it to be full of water just in case things went badly.
Protect the whiskey.
Yeah. So what else are we looking at here, Leon? These nice shiny white barrels here.
So this is our selection of wine finishes.
Right.
From around BC. This one here, for example, is Quail's Gate Winery.
So how long would a wine sit in that barrel before they sell it to you, or give it, or trade it to you, or?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe a year or so.
So these aren't like a lot of whiskey industry casks now are sort of sherry seasoned or port seasoned. These ones have had wine in them for quite some time, and they were never ex-bourbon before that. They were virgin oak,
Yep.
then wine, and now Shelter Point.
That's right.
That's pretty exciting.
And then
What are these old like pirate ship looking casks here?
well, these are ex-bourbon.
Okay.
So we've got a mixture of Maker's Mark, Jim Beam, Jack Daniels. We've got some new ones actually from High West Distillery in Utah. They're really nice.
Oh, that's cool.
And then we've got Lefroy barrels here. So this whole section here
Look at that.
is ex-Lefroy casks. So there's 187 of them.
Yes. Whispers of the Hebrides.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. And then we continue along the ex-bourbon trail.
So I remember a few years back when I first started coming around here and making this my second home. There was not this many barrels in it. You guys have been busy.
We've made a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, since I came here, when I arrived there was 800, and now we're at about 2,100 or so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now these here are virgin oak. So these are
Hello.
all heavily charred, number 4 char virgin oak.
I have a bottle of your virgin oak at home, but I don't want to open it.
It sold out in 4 days. People loved it.
Wish I had gotten 2, but I let Taylor Darnell get the other one.
Oh. Live and learn.
Yeah, well, it was a gentlemanly thing to do, I guess.
I think Taylor's worth it.
Yeah, totally.
You're going to give it to anyone.
Yeah.
These are the High West ones.
Okay.
You'll notice there's a big difference here between this ex-bourbon and that ex-bourbon. So these were so fresh. I think they were used for maybe a year or 2. And then they were dumped and we got them a week later.
Wow.
Like there's hardly any rust on the bands here.
Yeah.
They almost look like the virgin oak casks from over there.
Yeah, no kidding. So do you have like the rye and stuff that you've been making, do you have any of that in barrels yet, or is that all still in the
Yeah, so
tanks?
this is all rye here.
Okay.
So these are the ones that we filled with 100% malted rye.
Oh, right
So
there.
this was filled on the 27th of January just over a week ago. So just filled.
Very cool.
And the interesting thing about these as well was the mash bill for the whiskey that was in here previously had 21% rye in it. So there's a bit of rye influence from the cask, and then all the spirit is 100% malted rye too.
Sounds like a spicy meatball to me.
Oh yeah, harmonious rye. Yeah. Oh, this is the
Is that the Quig cask?
yeah. So
Oh my God! Someone left the bung out.
maybe Quig's been in here. Where's your glass?
It's hard to
It's a lot easier to get
do
in
this
when the
and
bungs are
film
off.
at the same time, right? I remember a while back we came in here to do a bit of a tour. I think it was with Taylor actually, and we wanted to sample the first cask, which is over here behind the forklift.
Oh, yeah.
And I think so many people had taken samples out of it, we couldn't even get any whiskey with. So I don't think there's very much left in that cask. But
I'm sure
imagine
the Angel
it.
share was a lot stronger.
Oh yes, yeah, no, yes,
Real
yeah.
hot summer.
Yeah. That's what it was. Too many warehouse tours, I think. But yeah, that's number
this
one
is
right there.
The oldest one's here. So the oldest one in the warehouse is about 8.5 years old.
Oh, there's-
And then it kind of goes around in terms of age progression all the way around like a horseshoe.
yeah.
And then the newest one's here.
All the way back around to here. So they're almost out of room in here, and then I think you guys are going to turn the other side of this building into more.
I think we're going to go in a separate building.
Oh,
next
okay,
door.
okay. Closer
One
to
of it-
the sea.
Closer to the sea.
Yes,
actually.
nice.
Because on the bottle it says sunsets and sea air in every bottle. So we
That's-
need more sea air, I think.
So romantic.
It's the beauty of whiskey, romance.
There you go. That's what you need. Shelter Point whiskey for Valentine's Day coming up.
Do you want to see the warehouseman's private bar?
Oh, look at this.
Dave, you're guilty.
Busted.
Busted. I'm sure it was some tour or something.
Yeah, sure. Barrel aged vodka? No. Very cool. These are interesting looking barrels.
Yeah, these look pretty fresh, don't they?
Yeah.
Some nice
Is this,
bourbon.
oh yeah, these are just the lot numbers, barrel numbers.
And what we do is we use the forklift to take off the top layer, and then we have to pull them all out. And they're kind of like 8 deep, so it is quite difficult to get the samples at the back. So yeah, you need to be good with the forklift because there's not a lot of room between the ceiling and the top of the barrel.
Right.
So you need to be quite accurate.
Yeah. You can't have too many samples before you start operating the forklift. Could end badly.
This is the inside of the Lefroy barrels. This is one of the staves.
Coll.
And they've done this interesting
So that's
rejuvenation
that's sort of a
technique.
rejuvenation thing,
Yeah.
right?
Cut into the wood a bit more.
Would they rechar that after that or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that's just the way it was.
Just to try and maximize the exposure.
Yeah, more
the
surface
wood.
area.
Mm-hmm.
Age a bit quicker, maybe.
Interesting. This is fantastic whiskey, by the way.
Pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Food Quake better act fast, or maybe I might have to buy that cask from under him.
It's a race at the time.
So that's a bit of a spoiler alert right there. There's some pretty exciting news for Blue Collar and Scholar. Looks like we're going to be going ahead with possibly a cask purchase at Shelter Point here. So stay tuned for the possibility of getting an exclusive Blue Collar and Scholar Select cask bottle.
Oh yeah. What are you going to go for, Adam?
I don't know yet. I'm going to keep that a secret.
Gonna have to taste them all first.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards either a Virgin Oak or an ex Lefroy, but I kind of want to see what happens if you maybe try and mix the two. And I was kind of inspired at the Victoria Whiskey Festival when I sampled the Octomore 10.4, which is a heavily peated virgin oak whiskey.
Oh, really? Well, oak and smoke.
Oak and smoke, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I might get a bit more of this tasty. Sorry, Quig. Here.
Oh, all right. Dripping it all over the floor.
Quick,
Spilly
pick
pants.
it up.
Spilly pants. Look at that.
Where's the bung for this barrel?
Probably should
Maybe.
put something in there, eh?
Yeah. We'll get Dave to sort it out later.
So these are ryes too.
Yeah, so I think this is the most recent barrel, this one.
Nice.
2373.
And you said the rye was kind of a pain in the ass to work with, eh? At least at first.
Processing wise, yeah. Like great flavour, but in terms of getting it through the mash tun,
Yeah.
we had to use enzymes and rice hulls to make it work. So the 2 months we're closed to the public, like January, February, it's great for innovation because you can make a huge mess and nobody sees. So you don't want to do it in the peak of the summer when you got all the tourists around.
For sure.
And it's just like rice hulls everywhere and enzyme goo.
Cuss words flying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can make a mess and it doesn't matter so much. But
Yeah.
we dialed it in and it worked out really good in the end. And
Cool.
now we've taken that experience and we've applied it to the malted wheat, which you also need rice hulls for. So it put us in a good position for trying other grains. And once you've conquered rye, I think everything else is a little bit easier because that's the toughest one in terms of processing. Yeah.
I was hearing about Brookladdy. I was at the Brookladdy Masters class and they were talking about how they got some super ancient barley from Orkney or something like that, or
Beer barley?
I can't. Yeah, I think so. And the first time they tried to run it through, they ended up damaging the equipment because it turned into like a concrete paste.
Yeah. Well, I think they actually broke their mash tun.
Yeah, they broke the
And
mash tun. That's right. Yeah.
It took them like 2 or 3 months to fix. That's a lot of downtime for a distillery. So, you kind of need that piece of equipment working. And I bet they didn't repeat that again in a hurry.
Yeah, well, or at least figured it out, like you said, dialed it in. But
like Patrick's got one of these great expressions. We don't let fear and good judgment get in the way.
Story of my life.
Yeah, just give her, see what happens.
Yeah. It's easier to ask forgiveness than permission.
Yeah. We've got these little heaters on the side of the warehouse, so we can actually control the
Oh, yeah.
temperature.
Climate control. Look at that. I got one of those in my house. It's not even adequate for that.
Yeah. So we do cycle the temperature a little bit, just to try and create more of a action in the casks. Let them breathe.
Yep.
But yeah, I think for the age of the whiskey, we're getting some great results, and it's nice getting some positive feedback with all the awards and good scores from the likes of Jim Murray. So
Yeah.
I think we're on the right track.
Cheers to that.
Sanjiva.